Are you like a pillow? Are you like a pillow king?
But the thing is, like, I don't sleep on that many pillows. But I have to have
2 at least, right?
at least 4 or 5.
What?
By
Wait,
myself.
okay. So it's like 2 to lay on, 1 to hold, 1 on your back.
1 in between the legs, 1 on the back.
What?
Like what? Yo, yeah. Have you ever put a pillow between your legs?
So I do like the king size pillow, and I'll hold it next to my face, and I'll tuck it between my legs. But here's the deal.
Yeah.
No offense to you, I also have a woman to hold on to.
Fair. Yeah.
So like I'll
Fuck
just
it.
like, but like so. So I'll just like I'll put my leg in between hers, and then I'll just like fucking like cuddle up there. Oh, dude, it's the fucking best. Except she gets so hot when she sleeps. It's a
Still
nightmare.
recovering from
I know.
that
I do
last-
too. I do too.
I
But
heard, dude. That was a little deep.
I'm sorry. What were we talking about before all this?
We were talking about evolution and
No.
taking shots.
Taking a shot. No. Okay. After the shot, before the pillow. What were we talking about?
Funny.
Huh?
Funny stuff.
Funny stuff.
Being funny,
On camera? Like our roles here?
I guess.
I can't
think of
remember.
anything in particular. I mean, I was gonna take a shot with Ellen, and then you guys just.
Yeah, fuck
she
it.
was-
Welcome back
she
to the
was-
PM podcast. I'm Aaron. This is Braxton.
Hey, I appreciate you guys. How you doing tonight?
So we're here with Ellen, my wife. She's sitting over off camera. She's a producer of the show. She makes a lot of this stuff happen and come to life. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No,
She
shout
and
out
we
to her.
were just talking about how like tonight we're ahead of schedule tonight, man. We're killing it. Like it's been a great freaking night. We had a lot of fun games. The booba game especially, that was hilarious. That was,
you can't be wrong when you got some boobies in your face.
can't be wrong.
Even though we were so bad at it though.
We were awful. We were
Yeah,
so bad.
Like I thought. You're right though. Ellen was right though. As far as like a process of elimination, it would have been a better point game. Like if we would have been able to know, like, all right, this is
Okay, but okay, hold on.
Kim Kardashian. And
Yes
like,
and no.
Yes and no.
Because
yeah.
I think the way we did it was fine.
Right.
But how we were originally going to do the episode was it was like we guess it, we move on, we guess it, we move on. That's boring for an audience.
right.
Because like they never know what you guessed until the end.
Right.
That is so boring. I would click off that video so
Yeah,
fast.
That's true.
Because
That's
like
a good point.
if I don't know, like here's the deal. So like think about this from a viewer perspective. So I click on this video, right? I'm watching these boobies. Oh, cool! I get to see some boobies, and then the hosts of the show are guessing, but I don't get to see what they're guessing until the very end of the video.
Be like, hey, are you right? Find out in 15 minutes.
That is so boring.
yeah.
So it's like at least the way we ended up doing it, what we had to. You don't see this on the video, but we had like a 3-minute conversation and while filming. Is like, we should change this because it's gonna be really boring.
Yeah.
Which honestly, it wasn't a discussion. It was more of like, okay, hold on. So for those of you that are wondering, I don't know if you guys know. I don't think we've ever talked about it. If you're wondering the pecking order of the company, it is
Me.
It,
And then.
it is so from lowest to highest.
Wow.
It honestly though, I'm gonna put it like this. Honestly, it's the producer.
Oh fuck.
Okay, so it's the producer,
So much harder.
and then so the low, so like there's crew and shit that like report to the producer, but like if you're looking at like corporate structure, it's the producer, Braxton, me.
God
And
damn.
then it's
So-
the producer again when it comes to spending.
So well, the producer is also the CFO.
But when it comes to doing anything, we have to go to the producer.
But when it comes to the actual production process, the
Yeah.
games, the segments, the bits, it
Yeah,
all
that's all
falls
the
like
producer.
it's producer Braxton, me.
Yeah.
Because if Braxton has a problem, then I have a problem and I have to fix it. So regardless of what happens, I have the final say. And
it's really
and
all about me.
and then
what he's
Braxton has a pretty significant pull. And the only reason why Braxton, because you'd be like, well, he's just started. Like, how does he have more pull than the producer that's been there for 2 years? It's because Braxton's on camera.
Yeah.
He is the face of the company. So when you see Braxton, you see the Potty Mouth Show.
Right.
So if he's not comfortable with something on camera, or if he thinks something's not funny, or maybe he wants to do a certain bit this specific
This
way.
Right. We've had conversations about that.
Yeah, it's more about like, okay, what
Yeah.
can we do to make that more towards what you want because you're a part of the show. So I think you're wanting to take a shot, aren't you?
Yes, and I'm listening.
Is Ellen ready to take a shot?
She's born ready, dude.
Cheers. I'm going to take a sip of...
From the finest.
Just take a sip of beer.
I do.
Here.
Yeah, have a sip of
Here.
beer. Yeah, there you go.
I'm good.
Wait, why is there 2 beers here?
In case I get thirsty. Duh.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. Salud.
And she's running to get a chaser.
At least I made it.
I can't do vodka.
That's just not
Tastes
a good
like water.
flavor vodka.
Yeah,
You're right. She said that was going to be a good one, but that's not a good one.
it's awful. It's the worst one.
French vanilla.
No,
That's the
the
best
French
one.
vanilla is the best, honestly.
Cranberry, and that was not good.
But anyway, you're here to talk. We're talking about evolution today a little bit. We're gonna get into it, but we're just kind of just sitting here talking. This is the third time my wife has ever been on a podcast.
Really?
Yeah, well, because she's usually the producer of the show. Like she just, well, in season 1, dude, we were filming till like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning every
That's
single
true.
night.
That's
Yeah,
true.
they were.
I mean, maybe you guys can comment, let us know.
Yeah.
I mean, I really enjoy having Ellen as like the third person. I like the idea of having a third person, honestly, here, just because it's like,
On the podcast.
yeah, it's not just me and you.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure, me and you kind of bounce off each other, and
Sure.
like, yeah, like maybe I'm on the fence and you're not, and you're more one way and I'm more the other way, or whatever. But it's always nice to have that. I don't know, 3 people just seems to be the right amount.
I tend to disagree with you a little bit on
Yeah.
certain things.
Yeah.
So, like, I agree with you on the fact that, like, having a third person can help with insight at times because they can, like, if me and you are both on the fence on something, they can break that stalemate.
Sure.
But I think that when it's 2 people, like me and you, just talking and conversing, I
Yeah.
think it's more intimate. And that's the point. Like, and that's kind of the point of the podcast is for us to be intimate, open,
Right.
and real with our audience.
Fair.
And so I feel like if we have too many guests, so much,
Yeah.
I think it kind of dilutes the point of the podcast. If you disagree, that's fine. That's kind of where my headspace is at as far as the podcast itself.
Well, let us know, guys. I mean,
Well, actually,
appreciate
I
the
think she was
feedback.
going to say something.
Yeah, what do you think? Ellen?
What he's saying is he likes to leave me out of the intimate conversations.
No, that is not true at all.
He's like, I already know her answers.
No. The initial point of the podcast was to be dirty, raunchy, and crazy, but it switched to more of like a raw, open. Because like when you see, okay, it was the same way with Blake, but when you watch me and Braxton on the show, that is a dramatized version of who we are. Like, yeah, we are who we are on the pod. You trying to sit back?
I was, because you look really comfortable, and I'm like,
Sit
yeah,
back.
Man,
Sit back.
I can't, and then I'll pull out.
Were you really? You'll pull out.
Nah, I'll pull. My pull-out cam's weak, so.
Well, I can sit up with you if you want.
Nah.
I feel bad now. I'll sit up.
Nice.
So I think the whole point of us switching to this format was because what you see on the what you see on the Daily Show is like is a dramatized version of who we are. Like
Right.
we are who we are. Like we
Right.
don't change for the camera, but we definitely I've done this before to you where I've sat on camera. I'm like, okay, let's go, let's get energized, let's get
Right.
excited because we have to be like
Yeah.
super energized.
It's hard.
all the time.
It
It
really
is
is,
because you're
honestly.
going 100% all the freaking time.
Yeah.
So the podcast is more of an opportunity for us to sit back and just kind of relax
Oh, I
and
love
be real with our
My bread and
audience.
butter. I
Yeah.
really love it.
Because we just have to. Well, I'm gonna put this up just a little bit.
Yeah. You do you, boo-boo.
Because we just get to talk and be us and hang out.
Yeah. I
and,
agree.
And so I think that like having more people kind of dilutes that a little bit. And I may be wrong, but
I always love the engagement.
yeah,
So
of
it's
course.
Just like, oh, so what do you think? And I think after a time, so what I'm thinking is long term, right? So at long term, we're gonna be used to like our answers. Be like, I know Aaron, like he hates he hates it when we talk about, astrology or religion
but that's the
or
point of the
politics
show is
or
push it.
Well,
Yeah.
I already know your answers, right? Aaron's not gonna
Oh,
like
yeah,
this. Well, what do you think? Right. Yeah. What's your insight? And then that's a conversation for both me and you. Maybe me and you agree. Well, I guess it kind of defeats it helps with the discussion, obviously, but it also kind of helps with the tiebreakers, I guess. But I don't know. 3 just seems to be just right. But I mean, maybe the viewers can let us know. And yeah. I mean, I agree with you on that point as far as like I think it's an every once in a while thing. I like it. I like having someone else to like
I
kind of
don't
pop in there and
think
make it
that
random.
I don't think that the podcast should be a guest-based podcast.
Agreed.
Just because we've garnered the audience we have because we're open with each other, we're intimate, and it's like the two guys talking, being real. Here's who we are. If you don't like it, fuck off.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
it's like that's kind of how the podcast has always been.
Yeah.
If you don't like us, we don't fucking care. Like
Fair.
we are who we are. We're not gonna change because you don't like it. If you want to stick around and watch it, cool. If you don't, bye.
Fair.
So I think that's kind of cool part about it. But I would be open to guests. It's just one of those things where it's gotta be the right person, the right moment, right time.
I agree. I mean, definitely someone that's going to be able to engage it and have a conversation, and someone that's interesting enough to everybody else, I guess. So
Yeah,
100%.
of course.
I think we were kind of divulging on evolution.
I think we're like this is like the normal conversation. We don't usually jump into it right away.
Fair.
We always have that like little interaction. Ellen has walked away from the from the entire conversation, so we have to wait a little bit. But yeah, no, I had a good night tonight, man. That was a lot of fun.
Honestly, the production was on point tonight. What was it though? What
I
made
don't
tonight different?
know.
Just
But we were like
the
boom,
energy,
boom, boom,
or-
boom, boom. Well, your energy, I'm not gonna lie, was a little sluggish at the start,
Yeah.
and
Fair.
then
I think man, we talked about it before.
it's just
working.
you. It's just you working during the day.
Man, it sucks.
Yeah.
I'm up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then dragging all the way out. But yeah, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're good. Yeah, I think, but once you get a drink, like because it's like
yeah.
you get a little bit of alcohol,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
like that's how we. If you guys are wondering, that's how we always start the night. We have a drink. We're not alcoholics. We have a drink.
This is our time once a week where we can have our drinks and just chill.
Right. And
Shoot
so it's just
back.
like hang out, cut loose, don't really
Yep.
care.
Yep.
And we just hang out. So it's one of those things. I get it. So it's like, so we have our drink, and then once you got in, like, I think it was like, midway through the second episode.
I was gonna say I felt like I was really getting into it during no it's always a tongue twister. No cookbooks.
You got into it halfway through when you started getting excited about what you were cooking.
Yeah. I was like, all right, I'm gonna win.
You're like, oh, this is so good. By the way,
and then I forgot.
your
You guys
dish
are married.
was really good.
It was a salty.
By the way,
bit.
it's not because we're married.
It is.
She wants me to lose.
Yeah, she does.
It's like
She actually hates it. It's all about his money, honestly.
It's what?
Kidding. It's all about his money. She's really in for it for his money.
Yeah.
Kidding.
No, it's fine. So, yeah, she wants me to lose, guys, honestly. So, like, if she's judging anything, if it's really, like, honestly, she will go, like, okay, if his wasn't dry and really salty.
It really was, though.
It really was dry.
It was. I mean, I couldn't finish it. You guys could finish yours, so it was like.
Well,
fair
you don't
enough.
like shepherd's pie. Why didn't you try mine?
I just wasn't feeling it. I knew I probably wouldn't like it, honestly.
Do you like mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
Do you like beef?
Well, yes.
Do you like marinara?
I don't like vegetables. I don't like whatever
Bruh, you wouldn't.
everything that was in there.
You,
I probably wouldn't have liked it.
Hold on. What can I say?
I
that
might have
tastes-
liked the
What
flavor,
can I say
but I
that
wouldn't have liked
tastes
the...
like? Okay, no, it's kind of crunchy. It wasn't really bad. It's like the potatoes were soft and fluffy, and then the rest of it was kind of like it was like a stew.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't like it just tastes like garlic and a little bit of onion. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't bad. I don't know.
Not a stew kind of guy, I guess.
Fair enough. You should try it though.
Yeah, fair.
But so like yours was kind of dry, a little bit of salty.
Absolutely,
We're
yeah.
talking. By the way, for those of you
yeah,
watching, we're talking about No Book Cooks. He can't say it right, but no book cooks.
No book cook.
He says
a tongue twister.
By the way, you
No
said
cookbook.
You've said
No
that twice.
cookbook. That's what it sounds. That's what it seems to
Okay.
be. It should be in my head.
It's no book, comma, cooks.
right, but it should be no book, because there is no book. Wait, no.
That's how it is.
That's how it is.
God damn it. Yeah. Okay.
You're
whatever.
right.
Never mind. Fourth beer.
You're right. It should be no book.
No,
Yeah,
the
that's
point.
right.
I think people get it. It's a tongue twister.
It's no book,
I'm like dyslexic
comma,
with words.
cooks.
Yeah, fair.
Because we have no book,
No
and
book.
we're trying to cook.
No book. Then there's cooks. Gotcha.
Exactly. You're having a hard time with this.
Very hard time. It's a tongue twister. Dyslexia. When
It
comes
is.
to words and
Are you
numbers.
dyslexic?
Probably. I got a lot of problems.
Do you have a hard time reading? Oh, you don't read books.
Right.
I just found that out.
Yeah. I
So-
hate reading.
Why?
It's boring. How do you sit there and be like, all right, yeah, I'm going to invest like an hour or two just reading line after line, and then you have to imagine it all. It's like, oh my God, you got to be like, nah.
So hold on. When you read something, can you imagine it?
Yes.
It's like you can picture like what that thing looks
Right.
like.
But that's where I feel like I fail in imagination because it's not entertaining enough to me. Like, I'd rather
Oh.
visually see it. That's why I like to play video games. That's why I like to play like
You're
I like
visual.
to-
Well,
yeah, I have
even
to-
okay, even when I was building the podcast set, like you weren't really interested in it until you could see it,
right.
because you're like, oh, that's cool.
But
I
I'm
could
not
tell.
gonna rush
I
it.
could tell you weren't like. I could tell you weren't into it because like I can't see it. Like
Right.
I could tell you needed to see it to be like, oh, this is freaking cool.
Mm.
What? Are you the same way? Yeah. Yeah, she's the same way.
I did not want to put a single bit of it.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a different kind of mentality.
But it
I
looks
guess.
good now, right?
But, no, I mean, yeah, everything looks good, but it's just a way that I've learned throughout my life to be able to like, if I'm gonna engage in something like this, like I have to take my time, or I have to do it the way that I feel comfortable in approaching it. Because
Right.
if I don't, then I'm not gonna. Because if not, then I just would have done it in the first place. Because like 9 times out of 10, I would have never done that. Because
Done
I'm gonna be
what?
like, I'm gonna go do my own thing. That's gonna be more entertaining. That's not entertaining enough. That's not stimulating enough to me.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just who I am. Like, I have to be, something's got to be entertaining to me in some way. And that's what's great about this show. Like, I mean, I enjoy it. I love the aspect of it. There might be some things where I'm, like, a little bit more reluctant on. Like, I'm a little bit more hesitant on because I'm just not comfortable about it. But, I mean, I think that's just where it's, like, that's the fun and random aspect of it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, well, I didn't think we were going to be building something today, but we're building it.
we are.
And,
Yeah.
you know, being competitive or, you know, drawing XYZ, so
We're always doing something that.
it catches me off guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the point of the show, though.
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, the
Right.
point of the show is to do things that get you out of your comfort zone.
Fair.
Is to push you beyond what you're comfortable with, to get you like to like, oh, okay, this is interesting. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, but yeah, yeah, that's cool. I don't have anything else to say about that. So, before we get into evolution, we'd like to remind you that the PM podcast is supported by Circle City Tent. You ever hate that blistering heat? Well, Circle City Tent can tint your windows. They can give you any shade right now on your vehicle for just $169.99. That's any shade they have and a lifetime warranty. Reverb. For more information on their window tint, just give them a call, 317-788-8468, or go to the website, circlecitytent.com. Well, summer is upon us, and the heat is coming. Well, why not keep your car in the perfect climate all year round with the Arctic Start Remote Start by Circle City Tent? Keep your car nice, cool, and crisp by just the touch of a button from more than 1,500 feet away. And a lifetime warranty on the parts. Installation is included in that price. For $249.99, you can get your Arctic Start Remote Start today. Call them 317-788-8468. That's 317-788-8468. They have a one location here in Indianapolis, located on East Washington Street. Give them a call, 317-788-8468, or go to the website, circlecitytent.com. Now, back to the PM Podcast. All right.
There's that.
There's that. There's the ad read. Everybody loves the ad read. It's like it lasts about 60 seconds to a minute, 2 minutes sometimes.
Yeah, you have to listen to it. It's only one time.
Hey, we're getting
Calm
paid
down.
for it. That's all that matters.
Exactly. Everybody calm down. We need some money.
Hey, you want to keep hearing us talk? We gotta have the money.
So, how did evolution even
I
start?
can't do that. How do you do that? Why do you do that?
I like to growl.
Huh?
Grrr.
I can't do that. That sounds
I don't
awful.
know. That's a tough
Okay, so we're
thing.
talking about evolution. I like straight to it.
Yeah.
Do you believe in evolution?
What is define evolution?
Well, okay, there's a bunch of theories, but do you believe that like man evolved from apes?
No. Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
No. Yes.
Yes.
Maybe.
I believe that men evolved from apes.
From apes.
Yes.
Okay. How so? Like
Was it designed-
describe your like thing.
I think that the Earth was a rock, and something put maybe an ape on that rock. Organisms that decided to blossom and sprout and develop in whatever evolutionary way. I don't think that evolution is guided. I think that things just happened for maybe
Okay.
an undetermined reason. So
So you think we are a direct descendant of apes,
yes,
like
scientifically
chimpanzees?
speaking, absolutely. I mean, it's been proven
How so?
by science. It's been scientifically proven.
science.
I mean, I guess I don't have the
So do you?
statistics or
But
the-
you, but you believe a higher power put the apes on the earth?
yes,
So you believe that the higher okay? So do you believe? Okay.
I believe the higher power has put. I believe that we're ignorant to believe that there isn't something more powerful than us as humans, which are pathetic, by the way, and that higher power or being or whatever it is, maybe it just so happened to start with an atom, right? It doesn't matter how
So
whatever it
the higher
started with.
power through that atom, or that atom is the higher power.
The first. The higher power is the one that created the atom, which has
Made
been
the explosion.
evolution to this, to this, to this, to this, and so on.
So are you? Oh, I have to classify this to understand your way. To get your way of understanding. Are you a Christian?
Yes.
Like you follow the faith and all that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you believe
I've been
in.
baptized.
So you try to prove faith with science, essentially. Like you try to make sense of the Bible with using science, like God and all that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, my fly
Makes
is down. Sorry.
sense. Sorry.
I was trying to get it up.
It didn't take long.
We're not supposed to tell anybody about that. That's the third time we've done that on this show. Okay, cool. What about you? You gotta be up here though so I can hear you.
Same.
So it started from somewhere, right? Like something has created this to where it started a chain reaction, and we're ignorant to think otherwise.
Okay, but
right?
you both believe that you came from apes, like chimpanzees.
Sure. Yeah, that's what science says. This religion says that we started like apes is like out of the question. Like no, we were Adam and Eve. It's like maybe before Adam and Eve there was the chimps, right? Like calm down, right? Like there's still like Adam and Eve can still be there, right? Yes or no?
What?
No?
What are you saying?
No, you're like no, not even
I
that.
think that according to religion, if my religion is correct, I'm not so ignorant to think that my way of thinking about religion is correct. But I think if
Fair.
Christianity were correct and Adam and Eve were made in God's image, maybe God was almost monkey-like at one point.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like but
We don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about God being monkey-like, though. I don't like the idea of King Kong being God. I'd be really mad
Dude,
about
how
that.
crazy would that be?
Yeah.
If you got to heaven and like the freaking ape from the DC universe was, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, it's called the Beast.
No, Zod.
Zod.
Grodd.
What?
Or Grodd.
You didn't even know.
Sorry, Grodd. He's the Gorilla King.
Yeah.
He has, like,
I know what
he
you're
has
talking
to,
about.
yeah.
Yeah, the DC
He's
guy. He's a super intelligent dude. Yeah.
It is an ape.
Yeah.
Or gorilla. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be
would-
crazy? If you got to heaven, you're like,
No.
oh, this is not what I was
I
expecting.
don't think it's like that. Maybe. I don't know. But wouldn't that be mind blowing as far as like, you know, if the heaven, if there is a heaven or whatever that heaven is to you or your religion, but wouldn't that be crazy though if it was like you go up there thinking it's like, all right, I believe in like Jesus Christ or Allah or you know the Buddhism, you know, enlightenment, and you go up there and it's just like, my God's a fucking a daffodil duck, a duck, a swan, like what, like. My Jesus Christ is a bear? Like, what are you doing? Like, what? Or maybe he's an ape, right? Maybe he's King Kong. Like, what if Jesus Christ was King Kong? Like, I would lose my shit. I'd be
That
like,
would-
God
yeah.
dang it. Like, all right.
Literally.
I was like, wait, what?
I mean, he'd lose it by throwing it, sure.
You're like, yeah, he would. And he
Excuse
would
me.
throw it, too. But, so, like, interesting, I guess, point of view, I guess. What about you? Yeah.
So I do believe in evolution. And you're kind of right. You were kind of right when science proved it. So according to our actual science today is that there were two species of ape. There was the ape that we know today, and then there was a subsect of ape that evolved much quicker than the typical ape. And we originated from kind of. So it's like chimpanzees, orangutans, and then there was like a really ancient form of monkey, and I forget what it was. But we were closest related to that type of.
Why don't we know the name of that then?
I
Why do you
do.
know the name of everything else, but not that?
Because orangutans and chimpanzees are common. You can find them in the zoo.
Fair.
These type of monkeys are extinct. So like.
Are they?
Nope, they're walking
Your
around
argument
with
is
us.
that
No.
here.
We were a subsect species of that. So I forget what the name is, but we're a subsect species of that type of ape.
Okay.
So we kind of transitioned off from them.
Bipedal, large brain, forehead.
Sure.
Whatever.
And we evolved much faster than the apes. So over years of evolution, realizing that, oh yeah, we don't need all this hair because we can make clothes. So like our bodies just naturally didn't need hair. And you can even see it today. Like, so the average man, think about it like this. The average man in the 1940s was 5'10", 5'11". The average man now is 6'1".
Goddamn.
So 3 inches of growth over a 70-year time span. We're watching evolution. Like, we're seeing taller people, larger people, because...
Yeah, but they're also able to live longer, though, too. You're comparing the 1940 medicine to the 21st century medicine, and that's... Holy shit. You're talking about a whole nother... So, yeah, you're able to live longer, grow, be healthier,
My grandfather was born in 48.
and he's...
Alive?
What's your point? Yeah?
So it's like, what do you mean? He's
How
not-
many people could say that from the 1948s that are still alive?
A lot.
Well, right.
Then
but
they're
like,
70s.
We're experiencing evolution, like what you said.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, we're watching evolution. People that were born in the 40s aren't growing as much.
Right. Because
So-
people that are born in 2000s, those aren't the people that are making babies right now. It's the people that were born in like the 80s and 90s that are making babies.
Right, but
not the people in the 40s.
we're watching a growth evolution over
Right.
time, because it's like, people need to be taller, people need to be stronger, people need to be this, people need to be that. So it's like somehow we're like, there are people that are evolving to be taller and stronger and built bigger, and
It's because, yeah, okay.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like we've always experienced evolution. So it's interesting to see the transition from like where we were to where we are, and like so my dad is kind of forms the belief that we're young earthers.
Who?
So there's a subsect of Christianity that believes in the young earth, and the young earth says that Earth, what we're standing on right now, is only approximately 2,500 years old.
Well, so like I guess my argument to that is I want to see the article that says that.
In the Bible, or
Yeah, where does it say that?
the Bible?
What?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
They take have you ever heard of the Creation Museum?
No.
So the Creation Museum is in Louisville, Kentucky, and it talks about how the Earth is actually only 2,500 years old.
Well, yeah, because that's where you distinguish AD to BC.
And it talks about like so
when do you want to start, right? But that same Bible can still say that there was a time before.
They take every time literally. So like my dad legitimately believes that like Noah was 400 years old.
Right. According to the
Bible.
The Bible he was right.
400
Right.
500
He lived
years
a
old.
lot longer. Right.
He didn't actually live 400 years.
Right.
So back then, if you look at science, they believed a year was the completion of a moon cycle.
So a week? What?
The completion of a moon cycle was every quarter, like every 4 months.
What? Okay, I guess I never. Well, that makes sense. I'm thinking of the lunar cycles.
A lunar cycle, yeah.
Right? Is a lunar cycle take a month, a week,
I thought it was a month.
a quarter of a year? I guess I've never really paid attention.
I haven't either.
You know what a lunar cycle? Is it a month? I think I mean, I don't know. Fuck, I guess I don't fucking know.
Moses lived to be 400 months.
Yeah, 30 days. 30 days is a lunar cycle. So every it's a month. So every month Noah turned
like 400 months.
Right. So Noah lived.
But they called them years because of lunar years.
Because they didn't have clocks. Time is a man-made construct. It was invented by Rome in Greece.
And they had sundials then, didn't they?
Mm.
What?
They told time by the rising and the setting of the sun.
Right, sundials.
Yeah. So
What was a sundial created? Come on.
if 400 years was 30 days divided by 30, Moses was about 30 years old when he died.
Right.
Woo, living that high life.
But that sounds about right.
For that time.
Right.
Right.
I mean, dude, you were like fucking 8 and you were a man.
Right.
You're like, all right, shit, I gotta start working on the farm and making babies by the age of 12.
So, but my dad didn't believe that. My dad and some of my family believe that, like, Noah was legitimately 400 years old.
Okay.
Legitimately.
Do you want to argue with them or do you not want to?
I do argue with him all the time.
But
I'm like,
is
this is
there a
not
point?
fucking possible.
There's a lot
So
of
there,
arguments on how it is.
I'm gonna say that there is a point to it, right? You should always argue.
You can, but
can.
you're wrong.
Right.
And
But
his
he
argument
needs to
is
know
like,
that.
well, there's not much pollution in the Earth's atmosphere at that time, and bodies can,
No.
like, dude, bodies.
Yeah, you want to live in Antarctica at like 400 feet.
Right,
below
and
the
I'm like,
ocean?
listen to me, like, we have our death rate has gone down. Our life expectancy has gone up by 50 years in the last 200
Yeah.
years.
People don't realize,
So, like
medieval times, like 30 years old, and you're
30 years old and you're done.
like, yeah,
Like, if you lived to be 50 back in the 1700s, spot on, dude. Congratulations. You
Yeah.
hit the lottery.
you hit the lottery for sure.
So,
Right.
like, it kind of drives me nuts when my dad talks about, like, how the Earth is only 2,000 years old. I'm like, Dad, it's not 2,000 years old.
It's kind of like I had an argument with my mother. You know what, my mother, she thought that Ellen, what do you call those little, like, bright, little white dots in the sky?
Stars?
Fireflies.
My mom calls them airplanes.
What?
What?
My mom thought they were all airplanes.
Your mom thought all the stars in the sky were airplanes.
Yeah, she's like, there's no way in the city that we would be able to see stars. I'm like, that's crazy.
Wait,
because
how old is she?
She's in 40s.
When she
Mid-40s.
believed that.
When we had a conversation,
Does she still believe that?
I got in an argument with her that day about it, and I walked away, and I never started that argument again.
How
Because I
long
was
ago?
like, this was, that's fair. This was before I left for college 5 years ago. So she was probably just in her, like, mid-40s.
She's
like,
old
mid-40s.
enough to know.
Old enough to know that it's like, god damn. But, like, I think that's just with the education.
She didn't
that
really have any.
She didn't have any, but she's
'Cause
also
she was a
been
mom at like,
self-taught.
because she was a mom at like 13.
She was a mom at a young age, so it's like, when do you have the time to really look at the... When do you have the free time to look at the stars when you're
When
trying
do
to
you
take
have
care
time
of...
to study astrology?
Right, but
Right.
you know, when you're trying to take care of a kid. But like, it was so weird because like I guess the point of that is like, Mom, no, like those aren't, like, sure, some of those are right, but like you're talking about, like, you know why that's bright, Mom, right? She's like, yeah, because like the planes are moving so fast. I was like, no, it's because a very large rock is moving very fast, very far away. And then that's what I used the example. Like, how fast is this? Like, that's pretty fast. Yeah, imagine if that was millions of miles away. How fast do you think it's going to be moving? This fast. Right?
Yeah.
Because, like, your perception is like, that's so far away. That's like watching a sports car coming at you like 4 football fields away.
Well,
it's like, all right, it seems like it's going
Right.
200 miles an hour.
But
Seems
it
like it's
doesn't
taking
look
a
like
while,
that.
but when it gets close, it's going to be really fast. But when it's way out there, it's like, oh yeah, he's just barely moving.
Well, for instance, if the sun were to die,
Oh,
our sun,
that's gonna suck.
if it were to die, we would have 7 minutes of light. Do you
Right.
understand that?
Right, because it's so far
The
away.
sun
but it's
is
moving so fast.
dead. There is no light emitting from it. It would
we're gonna have
take
7
minutes
To eliminate
for the
light.
Earth to go black.
That's dope. I like that.
Wait,
It takes 7
That
minutes.
sounds about right.
It takes 7 minutes from
sun
light.
is going to explode when it dies.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
it
we're
would
all
turn. It would
fucked.
turn into a giant, a red giant. Then it would turn into a dwarf star,
It's gonna kill us long.
and
Yeah.
then it would gone.
We would be dead before it even.
Oh yeah. It's gonna
No,
kill
we'd
us.
be
Yeah.
fine. Red
No.
giant, we'd be okay.
No way.
Dwarf star would be gone.
No way.
Hmm?
By like
We're
by
far
the
enough
time
away.
that thing goes out, like we're fucked because like everything bases, all the plants.
Red giant. I said
Photosynthesis.
the red giant, we'd be okay. The average
Yeah.
temperature would be like 113, but we'd be okay.
He's like, it'd be like Florida weather.
It would suck, but we'd be
like,
okay.
It'd be okay.
Dwarf star, we're dead because there's not enough power. There's not enough energy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
I hate that. Honestly, that's more for my kids' problems to worry about. I'm gonna be fine. I know that I'm gonna be fine. My kids are gonna be fine. If I ever have those, I gotta find a woman
Dude,
that's
the
like
sun's
good
got
enough.
more time left in
I'm
it
worried
than
about having
when we
those.
were walking on 2 feet.
Speaking of evolution, I'm kind of worried about having those.
Kids?
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's why. I mean, I think I know
Why
why.
am I
but-
worried?
Yeah,
You can tell.
yeah. You
I
could-
can?
This is gonna be. Can I be like
Okay, we
the
don't know anything.
in between?
We're kind of going into this. My wife's sitting in the room. As you guys know, I've talked about this.
His boss.
I'm worried that we may not be able to have kids.
Is that based off of evolution?
No, it's a tangent.
In your family or hers?
No, we may not be able to have kids. I don't know.
There's a reason why.
We've been trying for like a year.
Well,
Following the cycles, doing this, doing that. And it's just like, okay, this is a little worrisome. She hasn't gotten tested or anything yet.
right.
But it's a little worrisome. It's like, oh, okay, this is scary.
So my sister, I mean, my sister that lives in Oklahoma, and I love her to death. She's very smart. She's very beautiful, and she's very giving, and she's very religious, right? So she wasn't able to have kids for the longest time.
Okay.
They tried for like 3 years
Whoa.
until, or correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure she might listen and she might comment, right? But they tried for a long time.
Yeah.
Is the point. Finally, after talking to a lot of people, at least to my knowledge, I mean, there might be a different story to it, but to my knowledge, after talking to her, like, she talked to a lot of medical professionals, like, she just, like, her eggs were no good, right? It just wasn't happening. But, like, there was trials, there was, like, there was different tests that were going on where it would help with that.
Dang.
So I think it's just that if I can give any advice, it would be before you take that road where you start talking to doctors, be prepared, right? Because she wasn't prepared for those answers. Like, hey, you're not going to have kids. Like, that's just going to happen, right? But there might be a chance. Well, are you going to beat yourself up over that chance?
Yes, it's like never stop trying or
right. But she was determined. Like, this is gonna happen. Like, this is my dream. Like, she was living her dream, and that's the most beautiful thing about my sister lives down there. She married the man of her dreams. She got the education of her dreams, and she lives where her dream, and she's living the dream, right? But the only thing that was holding her back was having her own child. She really wanted that, and she would be the best mother. 2 kids later, she figured it out. She got those things. I think it's one of those things, and one of those. This is that test.
Yeah.
For you guys, right? Where it's like you might not be able to have kids, right? You might be told that, but it depends on how you guys handle that situation. You should be like, hey, we're not gonna give up, and
right.
even if that is the answer, like, this is how we're going to handle it. Rather, we're going to stop here, and we're just going to take it face value, or we're going to be able to, like, hey, we're able to pursue other options, even if it fails. It's not going to knock us down past this point. Like, because it tore my sister up.
Yeah.
When she wasn't able to have, like, when she was told by doctors, I was like, yeah, this is not going to happen. Like, we have these tests, we have these trials, we have these pills, we have these things you can do. It's probably not going to work. Well, that knocked her down to right here. It didn't knock her down to here, knocked her down to right here. So it was enough to where she was going to be like, I'm still going to do it because, like, this is something that, like, I want, and that's something that he wants. So, I mean,
and it's
what about
fun.
That? And it's just fucking fun. But I think knowing from my sister, so, I mean, that sucks, right? And sorry to hear, but I also think that there's plenty of options out there for you guys.
Yeah.
But that being said, what if? I mean,
we'll
that's
see.
a deal breaker for me. At least
not for me.
Well, that's good. There's I mean,
I've
I think
always
there might be.
I've always got my girlfriend.
Fair.
She's like, thumbs up.
Already pregnant.
Her name's Saki.
Do what?
She's already pregnant.
She's already pregnant.
She's already
She's got,
pregnant.
like, fucking 4 kids.
She's yeah.
Yeah. No. I think okay. I guess that wouldn't be a deal breaker for me. If I met, like, the woman of my dreams.
Well, yeah,
like
if you loved her and you cared about her, yeah.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Trying to
But
have a baby with someone who's not the woman of your dreams?
I would like to
Right.
have at least some sort of option because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie. If I don't have kids, like, there's no more Gores. I'm the last one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta carry on the
I
family name.
have to. Is that a thing? Is that weird? Women don't have to worry about that, right?
I'm kind of that
You
way.
don't freaking care.
You don't care? God, I do.
Women don't care
I'm like,
because
oh,
they're the
shit.
last in their line.
Yeah.
My dad didn't have sons. He didn't really care.
Oh fuck! I would go. I feel like that's the only reason why my parents had me. It's like, we're fucking until we get a boy. Like, I gotta carry this name on. I swear. Like, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Mom and Dad, but
I mean,
like, I bet,
me
I
and my
bet.
brother, me or my brother have to carry on the Shield's name
Right.
because we're it.
I'd rather not. I want girls.
I want all girls.
We are having a boy if we can
See,
have kids at all.
That's literally my dad's mentality. We're fucking until we get a boy.
Like third kid, I don't care. We're having a boy. Well, we're gonna have
Well,
boys.
We're gonna go
We're
with
gonna
Ellen.
have boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see. That's what I'm worried about. Literally, one of my friends, they had 12 boys. It was great people. It was like pretty much half the fucking football team were Amex. Am I allowed
Bro.
to say last names? I don't know, I just did.
No.
What?
I'll bleep that.
Screw. They were these people. But god dang, there was 12 of them. Like, calm down. They fucked until they had a girl. 13th kid. Weird 13th kid, right?
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Was it born on a Friday?
I don't know. They stopped. She got her. I know the mother got her tubes tied after she had a daughter, though. Because I was like,
He's got a
God,
football team.
No, well, it's not all not from the same dad.
Ooh.
She got around.
So she fucked until she got a
She
girl.
fucked until she got a girl, dude. That's what I'm saying.
So it's
No.
like, oh my god, 12 kids,
12
different guys. How many different
Not
guys?
all different. They were 2 different guys.
Oh, so 6 kids per guy?
6 kids per guy.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, see, it's not... But
She's got a full football team.
she's got a football team, dude. All different ages. Like, literally from, like, 2 years old to, like, 18 years old. Like, 2, 4,
Honestly,
6, 8,
why
10,
didn't
12,
you
14, 16.
why didn't you just ask? Like, hey, do you have girls in your family lineage? Yep, let's fuck.
I mean, I guess at that point, but...
Although every guy's gonna say, yep.
She's just, yeah.
She's
yeah,
good looking.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta get your rocks off. You do what you gotta do.
Evolution.
Evolution to evolution, buddy. Is this mine?
To yeah, sure.
It's gotta go.
How the fuck did that happen? All right, this has been a boring conversation. this has been a really good conversation.
I think so. It might be boring to some people.
For
I
you
guess.
guys, I don't know. I feel like we kind of skimmed over evolution, but fuck it. We're here to talk to you about us. If you don't like it, fuck off.
There was that. I don't know about you. What about what? Were you doing a plug?
I was about to just wrap it up.
What?
We can keep talking.
5 more.
We've been going for an hour.
Ellen,
We've been going for an hour now.
really?
Yeah.
Whoa! Before you wrap it up, what's the? Is that too much information to get your point of view on that? Are you guys okay? From a female, so throughout my conversations, I mean, do you want a kid?
Oh, she wants 2 kids, yeah.
You want 2? Oh,
I want kids,
okay.
and I've decided I know nothing yet, so there's no point in panicking.
Right.
I agree, but I also think that there's time to not panic but prep, right? So there's nothing wrong with prep. Like, so example, maybe this isn't the best idea, but like I'm just gonna go with it. Right? Just go with, so like example is like, you said you want kids, prep for I can't have kids. Like, or not I can't have kids, we can't have kids.
Like, get in the mindset that
Right.
we're not able
like,
to have
that's
kids.
a possibility. But that way, because one thing that really devastated my sister was we're having kids. Like, I will not stop. Right? Good for you, sister. See, I know where I get it from. That drive. But I think that devastated her when she found out that she was not going to be able to.
Well, of course.
But
She kept
then
going, though.
but
She kept
then-
going.
Yeah. Because it wasn't going to... But that, I guess... So are you prepared for that? And then... Is this... Can you have another mini him or her running around? Can you deal with that? Can you imagine that? Look at that.
I can't imagine another mini her riding around. Like no. Like if she is me, that's scary.
Ooh, yeah.
Like if our daughter is me, that's dangerous.
Yeah. Nah, she gonna be getting pregnant before I have my second one.
Shut the fuck up.
So the first kid's got to be a boy.
I'm a hoe, dude.
Right.
Here's the deal.
Most guys are, right?
If I have a son, I gotta worry about one dick. If I have a daughter, I gotta worry about every dick.
But that's how it is, though. That's why dads are fucking psycho when it comes to their daughters, because it's like, oh yeah, like you can get pregnant, game over.
Well, I just found out my cousin was. Anyway, I can't say that. I can't say that.
There's a family member.
I cannot say that on camera. I know of a person.
Ready. Right
there.
there.
I know of a family member who is engaged in activities that I know about that people may not know about, that I have to be cautious of because it is public and I'm aware of that now. So I cannot speak on that, but yeah.
If you can have, let me
That's
ask
a
you
good
this.
place to wrap it.
Is it?
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Dude, goddamn, I love the conversation.
I know.
If you can have a boy or girl, who would it be? First pick.
Girl.
You weren't supposed to say that. Girl.
Me?
Girl for her. Yeah. For you?
It was a
I
first.
was gonna be like, you?
Could I have a girl still?
Boy or girl? First kid. She's knocked up. I really want a
Girl.
2 girls. You're gonna have twins.
He wants a
Triplets.
girl because he knows that I won't panic about what the second baby is as long as the first one's a girl.
You just gotta get the girl. You don't give a fuck.
No, I want a girl. I want a girl and a boy.
But if we get the girl out of the way, then we'll just enjoy whatever comes next.
Exactly.
I don't know. So I had an older sister. Did you have an older sister?
No, I have one brother. One brother, that's it.
Were you the oldest?
She's the oldest sister. She has one younger sister.
See, I had older sisters. All of them. No brothers. No testosterone.
Did you ever play with your sisters?
In
As
the
kids?
appropriate sense of the
Yeah,
term.
and obviously in the most appropriate sense.
Yeah,
of
of
the-
course.
Like, I used to... Dude, I'm surprised. I just, like... Man, just looking back on it, like, being 2021, I don't understand how I came out the way that I did, honestly.
What do you mean?
There's so many influences of the female spectrum, and there's so many...
You're wondering how you didn't come out gay?
Yeah. Everybody says this. So here's the thing. Just a side note. Everybody, I would say the majority, I wouldn't say everybody, the majority of the people that I've had conversations with that are gay say it's genetics.
Yeah, it's born.
And I 100% agree to that. It's like, there's
no way you could have come out the way you
I
did.
should have come out gay. 100%. And like, here I am today, and like, there's just something about just boobies and vagina. Everything just feels great. It's just
Vagina's
it can't be
fucking
matched.
awesome, dude.
It's the best. Like, there's no, like, sure, you got an ass with lube, but nah, dude. There's just something about it. Something about it.
Something about it.
It's soft.
I'm good with ending there. I can't think.
That's a great place to cut it off.
I'm straight and I know it. That's what I'm gonna end it off.
Evolution.
Evolution. Even though we kind of hinted on it, but
We
yeah, it was a
did.
great
But
conversation,
if
though.
you guys like this episode of the PM podcast, make sure you like this episode wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, or watch it here on YouTube. If you're watching it here on YouTube, make sure to like this video so we can keep bringing you fun, silly content like this. With that being said, that's all from us, and we will see you next time on the PM podcast.